And we're still waiting for Meredith, I believe.
Hey, Summer, welcome back.
Hi, Nancy.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you too.
So
Welcome back to the board.
Meredith is joining shortly, Jill, and we're still waiting on Robin.
Great, thank you. Looks like Meredith is here. And I haven't heard anything from Robin. He wasn't at our last meeting. And
He emailed me this afternoon at 1:40, double checking the meeting time was 5:30.
Okay, well, it is 5:30 now. I know we already have a quorum, so perhaps we should go ahead and get started. And first, I just want to welcome Meredith to our team as the representative from Arcata, or to the board. It's really great having you here. Feel free, I'm sure, I'll just speak from experience. There's, a little bit of a learning curve at the beginning, but it's a really fascinating organization, and it's a pretty essential part of our community. So we're really glad to have you here. So with that, we'll go ahead and do roll call. Meredith Matthews.
Here.
And Summer Dougherty.
Here.
I'm here. Robin Smith, has he arrived yet?
Here.
He's here.
Excellent. Rex Bone.
Come for.
Frank Wilson.
Here.
Great. And we'll just keep going forward. And to item number 2, the consent calendar. Does anyone wish to pull any item from the consent calendar? Are there any members of the public who would like to make comment? Okay, seeing none. Would anyone like to make a motion?
A motion to approve the consent calendar.
Thank
Second that.
And seconded by Robin. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Okay, motion passes. We'll move on to item number 3, oral and written communication. Has there been any oral and written communication provided to the board?
I have not received any.
Okay. Do any members, I guess I'll just read it. This time is provided for people to address the board or to submit written communications concerning matters not on the agenda. Board members may respond to statements, but any request that requires board action will be referred to staff for review. Reasonable time limits may be imposed. Total amount of time allocated for this item and the time permitted to each individual speaker. Such time allotment or portion thereof shall not be transferred to other speakers. Are there any members of the public who would like to make comment at this time?
Leslie, I am seeing no one.
Thank you, Eric. Okay, well, we will go ahead and close that public comment, and we'll move on to item number 4, board member reports. Let's see, I'll just call on you individually if there's anything to report. Meredith Matthews.
Nothing to report, but I'm just happy to be here and excited to see what y'all do. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Summer?
Yeah, we actually, so in relation to waste management, we actually had, so Blue Lake Garbage is selling to Humboldt Sanitation in McKinleyville, and we just completed a contract with them, and they're starting their service here shortly. So they're actually buying out Humboldt Waste, Blue Lake Garbage, and it's a smooth transition, and they're a great group to work with. So that's what I have to report.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Hooper's been doing that a long time.
Right.
Rex, do you have anything to report?
Nah, I'm golden.
Okay. And Frank?
No.
Okay. I'll just say very briefly that the city of Eureka is kind of launching its neighborhood beautification program. There's a big launch on September 17th, but where different people in their neighborhoods can kind of sign up to do beautification events, and the city provides trash and pickers and everything like that. So it's supposed to, beautify and also just to instill neighborhood pride and have people out getting to know one another on the streets. So that's what's happening. One thing that's happening in Eureka. Okay, we'll move on to item number 5, the executive director's report.
Great. Thank you very much. I've got a few things, some good news too. With respect to treated wood waste, it's kind of gone full circle now after almost a year. The governor approved SB 322, which now allows treated wood waste to be received at transfer stations from residences and businesses, and they are no longer required to obtain the treated wood waste variance from DTSC, which is, which is really good, just less paperwork involved. There are no limits and no tonnage restrictions that have been put into place other than the materials need to be cut to sections no longer than 8 feet. The 8-foot restriction is ours so that we can get that material and get it put into the trucks so that they don't punch out through the walls. Rex could probably inform us a little bit of some of the fun things about loading material into trailers. With respect to the electronic annual reports, we have contracts with the County of Humboldt as well as the City of Eureka and Rio Dell. They refer to those shorthand as EARS, and those were completed and uploaded to CalRecycle on August 2nd. It's one of the services that we provide to those member agencies who are interested. Tire grants. We received a tire grant in fiscal year 2020-2021, and it's referred to as TA5, and it was not implemented because of the statewide shelter in place. The funding was scheduled to terminate in September of 2021, as in this month. We had applied for the TA6 grant, and as we reported to the board in June, that grant was not funded. But because we still had that TA5 funding, we requested a project modification so that instead of doing the mobile collection events, that the tires could be received at the transfer station. And CalRecycle agreed that we could change the project, in addition to giving us an extension of almost a year so that we could implement that tire collection program. So that was approved a couple of weeks ago, and starting September 1st, residents are allowed to dispose of up to 9 tires at no charge, whether it is on or off rim. And we have issued press releases and radio spots in order to promote the service, and the program will close in June of 2022 or when the funds are extended. I did hear the first radio spot when I was driving home this afternoon, so I know it's on the air and we're starting to get tires coming in. With respect to the timber harvest that was approved by the board back in January, the timber harvest activities commenced in late August, and we expect to have that project completed in October 15th. So in about a month and a half. With respect to SB 1383 request for proposal, which was introduced to the board at the July meeting, the RFP was developed by HWMA and City of Eureka staff, and it was presented to the Humboldt County Solid Waste Local Task Force at their August 30th meeting, which was last week. The RFP was unanimously approved, and HWMA released and circulated that RFP starting on September 1st. There is a 30-day circulation period with proposals being due on October 1st. A copy of the RFP is available on our website. If you go to the About tab and just scroll down to proposals and bids, you can access the document. So I've received a couple of suggestions from Zero Waste Humboldt, as they've been, finding some different consultants that might be appropriate. So they're all able to access that information there. In the hazardous materials world, there's been a couple of things. One is that as board members were notified on July 15th, we did need to temporarily evacuate staff and members of the public from the Hawthorne Street transfer station as a result of a release of an unknown gas on the tip floor. And we did receive an all clear from the Humboldt Bay Fire Department. And so we were able to reopen within about 45 minutes to an hour and resumed our regular operations. We provided notification to the Humboldt County Local Enforcement Agency once the incident was resolved. And I just can't begin to say, enough that everyone is safe. And really a thank you to Humboldt Bay Fire Department, with special thanks to Eric Keller-Heckman, our Director of Operations, and his crew, because they very quickly recognized that there was a problem and immediately got people off site. As well as Laurel Uber. She is our safety coordinator, and she helped to ensure that there was an orderly evacuation as well as the communications, back and forth. Our hazardous waste proposals the hazardous waste RFP, which was released in July, we have now received the proposals, and those are going to be evaluated with recommended proposers expected to be presented to the board at your October meeting. On September 1st, HWMA held a site orientation meeting with members of the Humboldt Bay Fire Department, as well as the Humboldt County Environmental Health and members of the Yurok tribe, really focusing primarily on the hazardous waste facility, the kinds of material that we accept, as well as our general areas of operation, so that when the fire department or the LEA or any of the Humboldt County Environmental Health staff find themselves needing to respond to anything at our facility, they have a better orientation in terms of the different work areas, if you will. Other than that, HWMA's Administrative Services Director resigned on July 30th. The key responsibilities have shifted to myself, along with support by our Director of Operations, primarily. And recruitment efforts are currently underway. And I just really quickly want to say special thanks to Laurel Uber. You see her on the line here. You haven't seen her before. She published this board packet for the first time, and she is tasked with taking the minutes for the meeting this evening. So, we're all taking on kind of new tasks, and fortunately, the meeting all came together. And then, of course, I've been continuing to assist the board with our ongoing support and coordination for the executive director position. And if anybody has any questions, I'm available.
Like there aren't any questions for you, Jill. Thank you so much for the report.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to add, Jill?
No, that concludes my report. And when you do closed session, just make sure you get public comment. Thanks.
And so we will be moving on to item number 6, which is closed session. It is the intention of the Board of Directors to meet in closed session for one item, public employment, Executive Director pursuant to Government Code Section 54957. Does anyone present wish to make public comment regarding that item? Okay. I'll just double check. Okay. Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close that public comment. And this is a closed session item, so we'll ask folks to leave the room if you are not participating in that closed session. Thank you so much for being here at the meeting.
And I will ask Eric if you could transfer the host responsibilities over to me. I'll go ahead and make sure that everybody is out.
Jill, I just want to double check. This is my cue to leave, right?
That is your cue to leave. Thank you, Laura.
All right. Nice meeting everybody. See you later.
Jill, do you need to also make sure that the YouTube channel is off?
Yes, that's part of why I need to have control over this. So I'm going to get in here and security. I'm going to lock the meeting, and we are going to remove participant. I want to make sure. So Eric, you're out.
Sounds good.
I cut him off. I've got, let's see. This is the first time I've done it this way, and I think this is much better. So we're removing the access Humboldt now. And can you guys still hear me okay? Okay. They are not removing. So my apologies. I'm running into a thing where I can't seem to remove. There we go. Remove.